Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. So the S&P and the Dow, Russell, they all got hit pretty hard today, and there really was no underlying headline or anything that caused this. It was just selling, and it's everybody that really thought that this market was going to keep going higher, what would be the catalyst? And I kept saying sometimes you don't need a catalyst. It's just a matter of buying exhaustion. And the crazy part about this is that as far as the cycle wise, I'm anticipating that we could start a deeper correction. That could start anytime between the end of this week till into next week. But the thing that I have is that we like some of the big stocks have already crashed. The big Momo, the AI stocks, anything related to them, they're down. Over 50% from where they were. So it has me wondering, all the people are just jumping out of that. I actually, in the room, told everybody I started buying the RGTI, RGTIW, and the QBTS, as well as the IREN. So it's just, I never really thought that I would see these stocks go down this fast, 50%, 60% in a matter of days. And it caught me by surprise. But it's at a point right now where now there's sellers exhaust and people are just wanting out of it. And now's the time to buy. And when it was going up and I was scaling out and I, scaled out a little early, now I was hoping for this. I just didn't realize it was going to come this quick. But my point is that a lot of stocks have really already crashed. And that's what's, has me kind of scratching my head. So let's just do this. Hang on one second. Okay, so here's AMD. This had a 10% correction. If we just then start looking at some of the bigger ones, this is not the bigger ones, but the ones that were running, RGTI from 58 all the way down to 33. So that's a huge retracement right there. And then another high flyer is IREN. And this one has gone from 74 all the way down to 47. So a lot of these stocks have already crashed. And that's what has me kind of scratching my head as far as, are we going to get the correction that I'm anticipating, being that, the stocks are already doing it. So I'm leaving the door open. It's definitely caught me a little bit by surprise. So here's the S&P here. This is on a 5-minute chart. You can see they kind of were just hanging around right here, and this was going into it. And then we started dropping a little bit. And then once we got here, this is when selling accelerated. So I was showing you where we could have an A, and then this is an A, B, C of a B, and then a wave C. Now, could this have been wave C? Absolutely. The only reason why I don't have it there is because if it's 100% A, B, C move, that would bring us up to the 67.65, which we never made, but we came pretty close to it. We came to the 67.52. So there's a chance that is it. But my point is, there's nothing that's impulsive in these moves, and that's where I've been saying to that we're built. This is a topping process right now, and that's it. When you get a lot of these overlapping waves going back and forth, there's nothing that's impulsive like we have here, where we just kind of went straight up, little dip, straight up. So it's getting very sloppy, and typically that is the sign that we're in some type of topping process, or we're going to have some type of pullback. So this was a triangle. The S&P broke out of it. Basically, it's finding a lot of trouble getting through this resistance right here. Rolled over, and now this week came down to the 200-day moving average. This is on the 60-minute chart, as well as the bottom of the triangle. So could that be a low? We had a decent bounce off of it. The low was 66.51. We closed at 6,700. So a good 50-point rally off of there. And the fact that we don't have any bearish divergences here would not surprise me to see if we're trading up at the 6,800, which would get everybody all bulled up again, and probably see these quantum stocks going up another 50% to the upside. And there, like I said, I still, there's something that's a little weird in this market right now, and it's one that I'm going to be very cautious. Like I said, I waited patiently for the The quantum stocks, they came down. I started buying them today. And what I started doing was writing some puts below it, meaning that I was getting paid, I'm going to get paid premium if it doesn't go down there, but I have no problems buying these stocks at a lower level as well. So this is really my first, tranche in there. I just bought a few hundred shares. That's it. And I do believe they're gonna have a pretty big rally. And if I just go back to them, here's the reason why. And just let's stick with RGTI. So you can see here. Let me go to an hourly chart. So here, boom. Okay, so here you can see if this is just an ABC move, this was the exact target that we went to. We also have this support right here. And notice we have bullish divergences, and this thing is very, very overbought. So to see a rally back up to 43, I think it more likely would be coming up to the 48 area, which I think they'll probably do it in a day or two. Not maybe tomorrow and Friday, but I mean, when they do make that move, it's probably going to be a 2-day move and just squeeze all the shorts out of there. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. And if it keeps going, then what I may do is just take a little bit off and leave it going, because we don't have any sell signals here either. So we have some buy signals. We don't have any from this one. So that's suggesting that these are not the lows right here, and this was just a massive shakeout. So we'll have to wait and see on it. But let's get back to the S&P here. I know I'm all over the place. So again, no bearish divergences is leading me to believe that these are not the highs. If we do break above them and they can get above these highs right here at the 67.62, I think we're coming up to the 6,800 level. 15-minute chart, you can see we did have bearish divergences here as we were crawling higher, but there was no more impulsive move like we had. It was just going back and forth, and then it dropped, already closed this gap. And if we take a look at the 5-minute chart, and this is just the low to this high. This is the ABC move. So if we went A, B, C, that's that. But here's the fib retracements from this low to this high. And you can see we made it right down to the 50% retracement. You really can't see it, but here, I'll move it over. Oh, it's not going to do it. Here, you know where that is. So the 50% retracement is pretty much right where we landed right here. And again, if it's just an ABC move and we're coming down, then we're going to have to keep an eye on this 6610 level. That's what this would be, A, B, C. And again, I think we'd rally back up again after that. I don't think the big correction is started. It may have started, but when momentum really picks up, we'll know when that's happening. So on the downside, support 6610. That's right in between the 62% retracement as well as a 78. So this is what the bears need to get through to come down and test the 65.51. If the bulls can get through this congestion, the moving averages here, I think they're coming up and going to test these highs, and this was just your A, B, and now we're making a wave C up. So let's take a look at IWM here. Again, that's RGTI. What am I talking about? Okay, so this was actually one of the weaker indexes out of all of them. So we had a nice bounce. We made it. We had a great trade on this one. It was right around when it was at I think right around this area here, right around the 42.50. We took the 243 calls, 242 puts. They were $1 combined, so 50 cents each. Covered our shorts down here, so we made some money on the put side that covered, and that also covered the call side, and then the call side ended up coming in and getting in the money as well. So for the day we did 1,400. It was like I said, a fairly simple day on it. I didn't think we were going to make that much because I figured that the calls were going to get knocked out. But in any case, if the bulls can get above this resistance right here, the 244.15 up to the 244.56. This is the area that they really need to get through, the 245.46 up to the 246.73. If they get above it, then we're coming up to the 248. Now, if these lows are taken out, then the doors open where this is just an ABC move, and we're looking for a move to come somewhere down into the 237, 236 area. So we have to keep an eye on that. I would prefer upside, but we'll leave it up to Mr. Market on that one. So with that, let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.